Pokemon, love it or hate it, we've probably all played it at some point in our life, which led us to be quite surprised earlier last year when a scam, or crypto project, interchangeable, was announced called Pixelmon. Pixelmon was promised to be a kind of pixelated NFT web3 version of Pokemon. Well, that is what it was promised to be. It turned out not to be anything like that though, and, well, let's take a look into this. Now, this project stands out from the rest for one key and core reason. And this is most projects that are kind of dodgy scams. They kind of make just enough money to be justifiable in even trying to, pull off that scam. This one was different. There was some sort of catalyst that I can't really put my finger on that led this to raise $70 million in Ethereum in under 1 hour. Just let that sink in. $70 million in under 1 hour. Now, what makes this especially astonishing is how this all came to be and how it all unfolded. Now, at the time of release, they did something called a blind mint or a reveal, where you buy, for example, a Pixelmon egg, and later down the line, after they've all sold out, they will reveal what it is that you've got. They'll hatch the egg. Essentially, you're buying a blind bag, but it's an image, which we won't even go into that. But these were costing $9,000, well, between $6,000 and $9,000 in Ethereum each. So already that's pretty horrifying that somebody would be paying between $6,000 to $9,000 for an image that they don't even know what it looks like. But it gets worse. It came out shortly after the reveal that the kid that ran this, yes, a kid, he was 20, I believe he was between 22 and 24, has zero game dev experience because, yes, this was meant to be a game. I couldn't actually find any recordings of the original trailer, but it was this like pixelated voxel. If you've ever seen Cube World, it looked like Cube World but Pokemon. Well, reveal day rocked up, and yeah, what can I even say about that? I mean, you're seeing this chart right here, and it may seem promising, but we'll get back to this in a minute. This is just more lunacy in the NFT space. This is what was revealed. So what they did was this kid bought Unity assets, had them automatically just thrown into a scene, have a photo taken of it with a pixel shader on it, and that's the NFT. But they never checked any of them, and some of the models loaded in sideways, and they are literally dead in the grass. You've paid £6,000 for a dead whatever that is. And very quickly, the price of these dropped from $6,000 to $9,000 down to practically nothing in, again, the span of an hour. So in the span of an hour, they made $70 million. A week and a half later, they revealed it, and in the span of an hour, they lost over 96% of the entire value. Now, don't forget, the owner didn't lose money because of this, just the buyers. Because as we found out later, the owner went on a $1.5 million spending spree on NFTs, buying Bored Ape Yacht Club, ugly monkeys, ugly chimps as we call them, and many other things for himself personally, before even spending any of that money on the project at hand. This guy was nicknamed Kevin, and I believe it was because he was actually called Kevin the Zombie on the Unity Asset Store. So this blew my mind, and although I've only now just covered it, I was on holiday at the time of this being a thing, and I remember reading up on it lots. So you might be thinking, well, why am I covering it now? There's something I found out about today that is NFT lunacy to the 10th degree. Just pure insanity. Now, before we go on to talk about what happened after this and what recently made me look back into this again, a quick word from our sponsor, Private Internet Access. VPNs are great. When browsing the web, they hide private information such as location from prying eyes. VPN is something I always use when researching videos, being as I'm usually having to look into some pretty questionable sites while doing it. One click is all it takes. Watching Netflix without private internet access is like getting a dozen gifts for your birthday, but you can only open one of them. Private internet access allows you to watch region-locked content on Netflix that isn't available in the UK, such as Inception, If I swap over to Canada, all of a sudden, I can watch it. Private internet access is also 100% open source with their strict no logs policy, meaning you can rest assured that your data is in safe hands. Protect an unlimited amount of devices by clicking my link in the description, www.piavpn.com/CallumUpton. You can get 83% off of private internet access. That's just $2.03 a month. And with that, you'll also get 4 months extra completely free. So what are you waiting for? Click my link down in the description below and enjoy all that private internet access has to offer. So, what actually happened after? Now, this is the bit that gets really confusing because the owner of this project put himself in direct risk of breaking the law. You've probably heard this in every crypto video. I'm not a financial advisor, this isn't financial advice. And they all say it because it's a very flimsy way to protect yourself legally from giving the financial advice, as long as you just say it's not, even if it is. Well, the owner of the project decided to put out this tweet before the reveal. Pixelmon is the next blue chip, meaning like it's, you know, the big money bagger here. Big stonks. This is financial advice. Don't do your own research. Yikes. So yeah, right here, right now, he has lined himself up for an absolute shooting up a wall. So yeah, with all of this that had been going on, it's quite clear that this was some sort of a rug pull and people weren't happy. People were absolutely furious. Especially the ones who got Kevin as their NFT. That just wasn't gonna cut the cake, you know? So in true NFT fashion and crypto fashion, it bombed. It absolutely tanked and people were just distraught. Like, the amount of money they just spent on nothing. Well, there was a weird twist to this story that makes no sense. This just shows the pure desperation for crypto companies and NFT investors to make something out of nothing. So this is where a crypto company called LiquidX steps in. A partner for web3 founders. Now, they saw the absolutely disastrous launch and reveal of this crypto project of Pixelmon, and they thought, yeah, we're going to get a 60% stake in a failed project. This will never stop hurting my head that companies do this. They see a project that has absolutely fundamentally failed, and which by all definitions, by the way, was a complete rug pull. Everybody who bought into this got screwed. How they can see that and go, yes, this is well worth my time to invest in. I just don't see how that's possible. But hey, that's just me, right? Now, in doing so, they've taken on the main role of kind of leading this project and the direction of it, which of course is just kind of leading into more kind of drivel, more nonsense, more money to be spent on nothing. So currently there is still no game. There is a website where you can stake your creatures and stuff. I mean, I don't really get it. It makes a whole lot of nothing source sense to me. But they have recently upgraded all the artwork, at the very least, of the creatures. And I'll be honest, I mean, it's not much of a compliment what I'm about to say, but it looks better. It's not much of a compliment when you compare it to what they actually revealed in the first place. But there's something that really, really confuses me. So they swapped out the artwork on each of the individual creatures. So, you know, like the sideways dragon that was stuck in the floor is now upright, and, you know, it's a dragon. But the bit that really, really just tickles my pickle here is that if we scroll down, the unfortunate souls that got Kevin as a creature still have Kevin as a creature. And this time, it's not just nicknamed Kevin by the audience. They've actually leaned into it and thought, haha, that's funny, memes, let's call it Kevin. And people will love us for it. Now, I don't know if people are loving them for this, but it looks just as bad as the original, because wait for it, it's still the original. And if we go and look at the listings of, you know, recently sold NFTs in this collection, you can see that the 3 Ethereum that they paid have literally not paid off in any way. They're just selling for, like, not even half the amount. which is kind of mind-boggling. And you'll notice something weird here. Some of these say Pixelmon, number whatever, and show an egg. And this led me to a realization that I think is kind of funny. In their bio on OpenSea, it says, do not bid on eggs, more below. Egg and trainer metadata validation. So it seems like they've had a bug where the eggs hatch, but don't delete. And then people are selling on these glitched eggs, but they've got no way of stopping the people doing that. So they basically put out this post that I can't find anymore that said, you buy these eggs at your own risk, and if you buy an egg that is glitched, it's an illegal egg. It's banned. You don't get to use it in the game. And you've probably just spent thousands of dollars on it. This whole thing's just an absolute mess, to say the least. I don't know how these projects come around, stick around, die, and then get resurrected with nothing but just garbage. I mean, even these creatures, they look better, but there's no real consistency to them. I mean, like, you've got the Snapchat mascot there. I don't know, there's just something really off about this. The art styles are all over the place. It's clear that they've paid individual people to do different things. And it's just really uncreative, I guess, to say the least. But I mean, if they can turn it around and actually make what was promised, that's cool, I guess. It's still an absolute waste of money, in my opinion, but you know, that's just my opinion. Personally, I want the really derpy shark. Oh god, its face just looks like meat that's in pain. But anyway, ladies and gents, thank you so much for watching, and as always, a massive thank you to the patrons. If you guys enjoy these videos, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and if you really want to support me, please consider joining the Patreon. And until next time, take care.